Welcome, Gemini. This is your monthly love scope reading for August 2015. My name is Tilly, and welcome to Tarot with Tilly. And thank you so much for all the support you give me each and every day. Now let's get right to the cards. We start with the Two of Pentacles. So, this is usually the imbalance card. And the Devil is right underneath it. So maybe your perception of what love should be all about is changing for you. And so you're feeling this imbalance because, especially if you are in a long-term relationship, okay, you're going to feel this imbalance because your partner has always given in a certain way and you've been content with that, and now it's kind of changing for you. And you're feeling the change. You're feeling like you need something a little bit different. And it's not that your partner can't give it to you. In fact, they probably can give it to you. But you have to keep those lines of communication open, don't you? You can't hold back from them. You can't be fighting with them and nitpicking and bickering with them and being sharp-tongued and expect them to sit down and understand your point of view. Now, with the Two of Pentacles, okay, there's an imbalance here, but it's good imbalances, okay? You have a pentacle in each hand. A ship is coming in on each side. So this tells me that where you want to grow in the relationship is very doable. Very doable. And I think, well, especially with the Devil, you are the phoenix rising out of the ashes. So there is a large sense of self-esteem, of knowing what you want. But it's also that you are demanding the same from the other person. So especially when it comes to long-term relationships, I would have to say that probably will be the rockiest ground to maneuver, because you are looking for something slightly different, or your perception is changing slightly when it comes to love. Now, we have the Ten of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Tower. So we have two growth cards here, two transformative cards here, the Devil and the Tower. Now, the Tower is more at the end, so we'll get to that. But the Nine of Pentacles tells me that everything becomes more beautiful. Everything becomes, you could be walking into a very beautiful month when it comes to love. Because it's all your hard work, it's all your effort that you give to the relationship that comes into a bountiful harvest this month. You're very much connected to spirit when this card comes up. Very much connected to spirit when this card comes up. So meditate, pray on what you want in the relationship, how to express it properly so they get it, and then have those conversations. I think you're very strong this month. You're usually strong in communication skills. You're a Gemini, but this month I think it's even stronger. I think you can get your point across. I think you can get them to understand. I think that you have been with this card. Well, actually, these cards over here. Maybe we should go to those cards over there and come back to these, because we have the Two of Cups, which is growing together. Okay, this is new relationships coming into being. This is also renewing relationships, fresh starts, moving forward when it comes to relationships. And we have the Ace of Swords here. Okay, so that's definitely the action plan going forward. So now let's go back to this one, because this card seemed to play off of that. And it is the very next card. So we've got the Ten of Wands here, which tells me that you're holding a lot of things in. You're not being completely honest. You're maybe just with yourself, maybe with your partner. If you're not in a relationship, you definitely have to be honest with yourself, right? In order to raise your light and attract the right person in your life. So I'm looking at the stack of wands that you've got on your back, and it's really weighing you down. So there's things that you need to talk about, things that you need to get off your chest, things that, and you know what, your partner might be very happy to hear some of this, okay? There's a lot of new growth, but there's also some deadwood here. So maybe it's wanting more of an intimate relationship or more of an emotional supportive relationship. Because I really get with this card that it's growing together in love. It's growing together in beauty. It's so that's emotion. That's um, feeling the love from each other. So maybe you've been the one that's been really emotionally supportive to your partner and you would like that back. Or maybe you feel that it needs to be more intimate in that regards. Maybe those conversations need to be just not conversations, but they need to be emotionally supportive, building each other up, strengthening each other through words, through caresses, through actions. We have the Tower on the other side. So, the Tower and where it is in this reading, I think if you're honest and you're open in the relationship this month, and you are looking towards more self-expression within the relationship, more support, more beauty. I think that's what happens. But with this energy too, I mean, this is where I kind of got the bickering or the snapping or the picking the fights. If it's not going to matter in 5 years, don't go there. Who cares who did the dishes or didn't do the dishes? Who cares who took out the garbage or didn't take out the garbage? It's not going to matter 5 years down the road, unless they continually do it for the next 5 years, right? Go to the heart of what really matters in the relationship this month. Have those heart-to-heart conversations. Now, if you're looking for love, I think you really need to be balanced in order to allow the right person to come in. I think you are really changing in your desires and your needs and your wants when it comes to relationships, the kind of person you are looking for to go long term with. So it's definitely a month where you need to meditate, you need to pray, understand, be honest with yourself about how maybe your viewpoint is changing slightly within relationships, what you really need in order to feel that strength, in order to feel that security, in order to feel that love, that appreciation. And that will just automatically raise your light. When you come to terms with what it is you really want, sometimes we go along our path for such a long time that we don't stop to regroup, to look and see what we have been expecting and if it's still what our expectations are. And I think you might find that some of your expectations have been tweaked somehow. And that's going to raise your light. And, we do have the new day dawning here. So I think it's a very beautiful chance that you're going to meet somebody special and wonderful. And if you're in a relationship, it's going to turn out to be very special and beautiful and wonderful. But either you need to have conversations with yourself or conversations with that somebody in your life in order to grow that bond stronger so that both people understand what is needed in the relationship to strengthen it, to go forward in love, in beauty, in happiness. So until we meet again, remember, oh, you know what? We didn't do an angel card. Hang on a second. I always do that with these readings. I get so carried away, and I usually just work with the one deck, or I've got all the cards out. But I do like to pull out an angel card for everybody. So, and I think it has a lot to do with emotional support. Somebody having your back, somebody, and you know it. And they're building you up, and they're telling you how beautiful you are, how handsome you are, how wonderful you are, how you are their hero, that they rely on you, that you give them a sense of security, that they feel your love, and that you feel theirs. So I think it's definitely a month where you can grow relationships stronger and go forward in a very, very much a strength. a beauty. The Eight of Raphael. Oh, there is something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you. A spiritual quest. So there is something better waiting. Now, that doesn't mean that you are leaving the relationship. That doesn't mean that you are looking elsewhere for that fulfillment of love in your life if you are with somebody. That means that there is something better waiting for you. So have those conversations. Understand what your internal heart is saying to you. Listen to the voice of your heart. Listen to your wisdom. Understand what you truly want and then express it so that they can know it too, so that you can come together and be even stronger and better. A very spiritual, a spiritual quest. So I think it's an emotional thing. I got that throughout the whole reading. It's something about feeling secure in the emotions of the relationship, having the emotional support, having the emotional intimacy there. So until we meet again, remember, I do love you.